Voices have been warmed up. Songs have been learned. Dances have been rehearsed. This could only mean one thing. It's time for Pop Show. While the choirs work hard in school for Pop Show, the special act performers work double time outside of school to bring you the spectacular show that you see every year. It may seem like carrying a tune comes easily to these performers when you see the show, but there's much more work to be done before these singers are performance ready.
First we pick a song and then we get a group together and we just rehearse over and over again until we feel confident about the song.
We've been practicing pretty hard for the past month, and every single day after school we'd go over to one of the people's houses that's in the group, and we wouldn't even eat dinner. We'd practice basically from 3 o'clock to 9 every single day.
We practice every day in the practice room to make sure that everything was perfect.
But how do they pick the songs that you hear?
When we pick our song for Pop Show, we make sure to keep the theme in mind, and this year my group is doing Jolene by Dolly Parton because the theme is Kings and Queens.
We're doing Send My Love by Adele, an a cappella version of it, and we're using patty cakes as our instrument.
Well, we found that the theme was Kings and Queens, so we picked Royals because it goes together.
And after all these preparations, they can't rest yet. They have to audition to secure their spot in the show.
When we audition our special act people, they first of all they sign up on Classroom, and so we get a big list, and then we do it over 2 days. They basically just come into the choir room, sing their song, and other people can listen. And then I proceed in trying to screen that process down and reduce the number based on how they sing, or if they get all the notes right, or what their stage presence is like.
But it doesn't stop after auditions. The special acts rehearse until it's time to hit the stage, which this year will be tomorrow and Saturday at 7:30 in the cafetorium.
That was what you told me. I'm giving you up. Tell me, don't tell me.
So come join these special acts as they take the stage once again for the 51st Annual Pop Show. This is Jonah Kamnikar for Steel News Live.
You hear them and you see them, but do you really know what the Amherst Indoor Drumline does? Now in their 10th season, the Amherst Indoor Drumline is working very hard on their show, The Face in the Mirror. 5 years ago, 2007 Steel graduate Aaron Varanikovic took over the indoor program, and he immediately set high goals for the drumline.
For WGI, basically there's 80 drum lines going in, and we're looking to be in the top 12 to 15, which get to compete on finals. And we're looking for a very good end of the season.
The end of their season is approaching, and everyone is working very hard to make their show the best it can be.
We rehearse Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we have a couple of over-weekend camps throughout the season.
And with all that hard work, they need to be able to give the judges the 3 main things they look for.
Music, the clarity in the notes that the kids are playing, visual, what the kids are marching and how they are marching it, and general effect, which is encompassing both.
The Ohio Performance Association, or OIPA, holds the competitions for the indoor percussion groups. There are different classes within OIPA.
We are in Scholastic because we're in a high school group, and within Scholastic there is A, Open and World, and then for independent you have mostly college students up to age 22, and typically they run off of funding from sponsors.
With other groups that are in Scholastic A, the Amherst Indoor Drumline can only practice harder and do their best to get higher scores than other drumlines and win their competitions. This is Juliana Butchko for Steel News Live. Ingenuity, the Amherst Marching Comets competition show for their 2016 season. But you may ask, what is the show about?
We're taking music from Randall Standridge's Engines of Resistance to do this Ingenuity show. And basically the band is incorporating steampunk, the genre of steampunk, into our show. And during the complete show, we are building a steampunk clock. Look through all 3 songs as the clock progresses in forms of transformation. By the end of the show, the clock will actually have real steam coming out of it, lights. It's a working clock, so it'll move. And all the pieces and parts come together to create this steampunk feel.
Energy and execution are key elements the band brings to every competition. This requires many hours of practice and perseverance.
The band has been working really hard this year, and because of the early school year start, we have had sweltering heat after practices, during band camp and after practices, and the kids keep plugging through because they know champions are born on the practice field.
And this is the field that the Marching Comets become champions on. Every day they practice to give us outstanding Friday night performances, but for one marcher, it's a little more sentimental.
After a football game, it's an exhilarating performance, performing in front of hundreds of people, but you really don't get that adrenaline rush until you finally compete at state, and you wait and you try and get that one, that superior rating, and then you perform, you give it your all, and just hope for the best. You rely on all of the members, your whole family, you're all together in one, and then you finally get it. You get that superior rating that we've been yelled at the entire season that we have to get, and you get it. And being a senior, performing for the last time at state, it's going to be an exhilarating performance, but it's going to be sad knowing it's going to be the last time I ever perform with the Amherst Marching Comets.
With this year being the seniors' last time marching at competition show, it's only the first of many shows for one staff member.
Hi, I'm Christopher Lash. I'm the Assistant Marching Band Director with Amherst Marching Comets. This is my first year with the group, and I'm very excited to be here. I've heard a lot of great things over the years about this band and how they work and how successful they are in the field. And in my first year here with them, I can attest to all of that being true, and I'm very proud of the group. We've got a fantastic contest show that we're putting on the field with Ingenuity, and the kids are working very hard, and we're gearing up for our first contest at the end of the month.
So come out and watch the Amherst Marching Comets competition show Ingenuity, Saturday, September 24th at Nordonia and Revere High School. The band will blow you away. This is Juliana Butchko for Steel News Live. Winter One Acts. For us, it's a performance we go see during the weekend and get a few laughs in. But for everyone in the MLS Theater Company, it's a lot of hard work, time, and dedication.
Rehearsals are about 3 hours long and they occur twice a week. And we've been coming in about a month now, twice a week to work on it.
Ribbit.
So what exactly is Winter One Acts?
Winter One Acts is a series of student-directed skits that are mainly for entertainment value, and it's like to help people that are in theater but don't normally act try to get into it and break out of their shells and do something new.
Anyone who is interested, even if they haven't stepped foot on a stage, is able to act or be behind the scenes with Winter One Acts.
This year is my first year ever doing theater, so it's also going to be my first time being on stage. I'm just excited to see what that's like.
I'm really excited because this is my first time ever doing anything with the theater company, and it's something that I never really would have done before, so it's really helped me come out of my shell and just have some fun.
Winter One Acts also allows students to be able to direct and act, to give them the insight on what it's like to be a director.
It gives students the opportunity to be able to step into the director's shoes to see how the process of a show really goes, rather than just behind the scenes or acting like we usually are used to.
If you're looking for something to do, tonight is Winter One Act's opening night. Doors open at 6:30 and the show begins at 7. If you can't make it tonight, don't worry. There's also a show tomorrow and Saturday. The MLS Theater Company has been working very hard this winter, so they would love it if you could come out and watch it. The MLS Theater's showcase of Winter One Acts will leave you laughing and entertained, so make sure you're there. This is Juliana Butchko for Steel News Live.
When you think of a play, actors performing and singing is the first thing to come to mind. But have you ever wondered all the hard work it takes into putting on a show? It takes more than just good actors. There is so much that goes on behind the scenes.
Lighting designer includes plotting out areas in which you're going to aim your instruments of light. All of the lighting that you saw was planned out by me and executed by my crew.
I was in charge of aiming all of the lights for the show. I put the lights where they're going based on a plot that was given to me by the lighting designer.
I do anything relating to sound, from speaker setup to overhead mics, wireless mics, and miking the orchestra. We have our board here, and then behind me we have our computer where we play all the sound effects.
The show can't go on without lights, sound, and of course a set to perform on, which isn't easy to make.
It took us about 2 months to build a set for the Guys and Dolls show.
The set isn't the only art that needs to be ready opening night.
Makeup crew, we have to find looks that match the show's time period. So like 1950s, it has to match the hair and makeup of that time.
With all the different types of crews, there is even one for show nights.
The house crew sells the tickets, we run the concession stands, and we sell the fanograms in the house every show night.
When you give the Guys and Dolls show a standing ovation tonight, stand a little longer for the crews that don't get a chance on stage. The show couldn't go on without them. This is Brooke Armbruster for Steel News Live.